Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and in today's video we're taking a look at how you can secure the front door of your home with smart lock technology. Today we're taking a look at SECURAM Touch. It's a smart lock with fingerprint access. Let's go and check it out. Now the SECURAM Deadbolt is packed with features, and as you can see here, several of the features that are highlighted is first of all fingerprint and code access. So not only do you use your fingerprint, but you can actually type in a key code. Spy-proof code entry option, automatic relock option, which meaning as soon as you close the door is going to lock automatically based on a time setting. You also then have visitor codes, which is great, especially if you have family coming over and you want to give them access to your home without giving them keys. You also have a high security key, easy installation, one-time use codes as well, home away mode, and then push notifications, meaning that anytime that door is open or accessed, you'll know. Now in the box, you're going to find everything you need to get your smart lock up and running really quick. So as we take a look at some of the first items that we have here, let's stick my fingers right here. Here's your smart lock, and it's relatively compact. And so you look at it, I've reviewed a lot of smart locks, and I like this format. I think they're small, they're convenient, and you can see here you have the smart lock, and we'll take a closer look at all the features here, but it's relatively small in size. Here you have, again, this is the mechanism that the deadbolt itself that will go inside of your door. See what else we have here. Pull this out. It looks like we have, so we have door magnet, a striker plate, and then also a CR123A battery. So it has two batteries. So we're going to put this over to the side. Let's see what else is in the next layer. Next layer includes, looks like some type of template of sort. Blue tape. We'll see what this blue tape will come in for. And then over here, you have the internal mechanism, right? So is there anything else? It looks like there's one more thing in here. Let's go ahead and put this aside and see what this piece is. Okay. Anything else? Looks like that's it. All right, let's move this over to the side so we can see everything that we have in the box. All right, so this is the internal mechanism, right? So this is what's going to go on the inside of your door and allows you to still manually open and close your door. Has like this little switch here, I'm sure, which is a lock switch. And we'll take a close look at this guy right here in a couple seconds, but this seems to be a really simple install. And on this side, again, we have our deadbolt. We have some accessories, so this is going to be everything that goes along with this. And then here we have the outside-facing lock with its touchpad. Now the touchpad itself, as I had mentioned, is relatively small. You can see that here you have your keypad with the enter button. You also then have your fingerprint sensor here at the very top, so I like that all you have to do is reach there. And then for those of you who, for whatever reason, need a backup, you do have this contact point, which is going to allow you to connect a standard battery, right? On here, where you'd be able to put it here, and then it's going to kind of like, I don't want to call it jump start, but in the event that the battery's dead, you could go ahead and power the lock to be able to open it, especially if you need to use I would say the keypad or the fingerprint sensor. Now, you also have the manual option. You can see that you have a key option over here, so that's also really nice. So let's go ahead and put this together, see how it works, and we'll see why you may want to consider this guy as your next smart lock again. Now, installing the SECURAM was extremely easy. It took me all about 5 minutes. Now, the model that I'm using right here for this demonstration already was pre-drilled. But if you have an existing, I would say, deadlock that you're going to be replacing in your home, expect to spend around 5 to 15 minutes to do it. It's super easy. All it requires is a couple screws, the ones that hold this mechanism together, as well as this one right here, and you're pretty much set to go. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you is that the locking mechanism, or the keys themselves, are security keys. Look at these type of keys that you have here. You're not going to find these in any kind of local store or easy copyable. So highly secure locks or keys in this case when it comes to locking this door. Now the other thing I wanted to highlight is this is one of the easiest locks when it comes to adding users and overall configuration. While it does have an app, it's really not required because everything is so user-friendly and prompt-based. So for example, listen to this.
Add user, press 2. Delete user, press 3. Set voice, press 6. Pair phone, press 8.
See, as soon as you press it, it's going to tell you exactly everything that you need to do. So you can go through the entire installation process without having to use an app. So for example, if I want to add a user, let's go ahead and cancel that.
Cancel operation.
I'm going to turn this on again.
Add user, press 2. Add user. Please log in as administrator.
Right? So then all I have to do is put in the administrator code, and then I go ahead and I can add the user. Now I'm going to cancel that.
Cancel operation.
It's been canceled, right? Let me go ahead and unlock it. I'm going to use my finger to unlock. That's it. Now, a message was sent to my phone indicating that the lock or unlock event took place. I'm going to go ahead and lock the door.
Locked.
Pretty simple, huh? Now I'm going to try it as a user. So I have this hand registered as the admin. This is the hand registered as a user. Pretty simple, right? So what I love about the lock is that the fact that it is super easy, super intuitive, and the fact that it has all these voice prompts. Now that's pretty loud. If you want, in the app, you can actually configure the volume level so that you can change the volume levels themselves. But again, very intuitive. I love all the prompts. I love how easy it is to navigate around. And as we take a look at the app, or in this case the lock, I'm going to go ahead and flip this over so you can see what this side looks like for a second. I also have this lock set up to auto lock, so you notice that it locked immediately. Again, very simple. So this is going to be traditional lock, and every single time you modify, I would say, a position or state, it basically gives you a notice. Watch this.
Locked.
See, so it tells you. You can do this. Listen to this.
Visitors restricted.
Pretty good, right? So let's test that now. I'll flip this back so we can see the front. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to try going in as my visitor.
Visitors restricted.
Can't get in. Try that again.
Visitors restricted.
Let's try now as the administrator. Voila. So pretty cool, right? That you can actually lock out visitors, but still have access as an administrator. I'm going to go ahead and push this button again, and it's locked in place. Now you'll notice that the emblem here, the logo, changes colors depending on what's going on. When you're pairing to your phone, you will see that this will turn blue, right? And because it's going to be in Bluetooth pairing mode. So let's go ahead and check out the app so you can see what you can do in that. Now the app is available both on the Apple and Google Play Store. And as you can see here, I've already gone through the registration process. It's a really simple process. And there's a couple things that I can do. I've actually entitled this phone, empowered it so that it can unlock without having to touch anything that's going on here. Now keep in mind, I can unlock this door also using a code. So for example, I'm going to use the code of the visitor code. And I'm going to
Visitors restricted.
notice that the visitor is restricted, but that would be the code to open it. If I go over here and hit unlock on the phone, it's going to try to connect to the lock, and it's going to unlock it. You saw how that worked. So you do have the ability to pair it. In this case, because I am logged in as the administrator on my phone, it overrode the visitor restriction. Now, as I go into this area here, there's a couple things. Oh, and by the way, just wanted to show you, you do see the battery level of the lock and also the signal of the lock. So we're going to go ahead inside of it. And here you can see the first thing I'm presented with is my visitors. So I'm considered the manager 1. And then I have Michael, my brother, as a visitor. If I go into the visitor area here, notice how it auto-locked. I can see what his entitlements are. And if I click on this, it's going to show what he can and cannot do. So because he's not set up as an administrator, more as a visitor, obviously the app access that you see here, you notice all the things that they can't do. Also has 2 fingers also registered. And I can change things, right? I can change the authorization level to make him an owner or also make him an administrator. If I go out of here for a second, I can also then go look at history. And in the history area, let's go ahead and refresh that. It's going to download the history from the device. So it basically should be able to give me all of the activity that's taken place. So here you notice everyone who's gone in and who has gone out. And then what I like about it, it's also telling me any kind of failed attempts. So you notice how I have some failed attempts here. So that's going to give you some really good insight as to what's going on in your lock, especially if you're not present. Now the next thing that you could do is you can go into the settings area, and here this is where you're going to be able to adjust the volume. So this is pretty loud, and you may not want to have it speaking so loud. So I'm going to change it to low, right? And then what I can do is I can just say, I want to save this. So it's going to go over here and it's going to save those settings.
Operation successful.
Okay. So now let's see if it sounds any, I would say, lower.
Add user, press 2.
Okay.
Delete user, press 3. Set voice, press 6.
Okay.
Pair phone, press 8.
All right, it's a little bit lighter, right? It's not super high anymore. But one other thing that you can do is just turn it off. If you really don't want it to be telling all the controls and all the things that it can do, you can disable it. Actually, from a security perspective, I would turn off the voice prompts once you have everything set up. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. You can set up your language. You can set up a door sensor. You can also do the auto lock as we saw there. You could do an arming of the system. So if I go in here, you can go ahead and do that. You could also say, hey, I want to disable touch because I only want it to be fingerprint based. If we go into the more area here, you could unlock without a code, which is what I have set up on mine. Push notifications, which I've enabled. I can change the code, check for an update, look at instructions, and then I can look at device information. So it's a pretty simple application. Does exactly what it needs to do and doesn't do anything more. So guys, that wraps up our review of the SECURAM Smart Lock. See you in the next one.